Welcome to another episode, everyone. These fake internet hypocrites, these fake internet Crips, these wannabe stumped down individuals, well, me personally, I've had enough of them. And it's time for me to call out the hypocrisy of it all. I mean, yes, indeed, we're referring to the 50-50 topic as it relates to the 50-50 yards there in prison. Yeah, no, I've been trying to be done with this conversation for some days now, right? I moved along, I tried to get away from it, let the whole thing die down because it sort of went viral. Unfortunately, my video did not go viral, but the topic, and then I doubled back and deleted the video. But the topic itself went 50-50, went viral. Many individuals were talking about this 50-50 yard and the politics of it all, and they still are. They have not let it go. Now, I did a video before, and I was very respectful in that video. I didn't have to be, because really I was lying about some of these dudes ain't really stomped down like that. But I tried to give them credit just to dead the situation. But apparently, they want to be hypocrites here on the internet, and they do not want to let it go. So I have to call out the hypocrisy of it all. These individuals are nothing but snakes in the grass. And I'm not done. I'm going to call out a couple of names in my very next video. I'm not trying to start anything. In fact, again, I was trying to be done with the situation. But these dudes are fake pressed. These individuals have never been to a level 4 yard. All of these individuals who are making these videos. Now, there have been many individuals making videos about the 50-50 yard. Many Southsiders have made a video. I saw 50-50 on the thumbnail, and I just clicked on it because I knew they were going to be talking about the 50-50 yard and will perhaps mention my name, and they did. Nearly all of them mentioned my name in some way. But I haven't responded to any of them. I only responded to the other individuals out of respect. As I said, I showed them respect. I respected them. The rest of the other individuals, I'm like, man, they're not even worth my time. I'm not even going to respond. So while it may seem like I'm just addressing everything or everyone on the internet that has something to say, I am not. There are many individuals who have said something, put me in their thumbnail with a distorted picture of me. A cartoon-looking character, cartoonish. They're using AI, and, they have me looking weird on their thumbnails. This is deliberate. They know if they put the real me on there, they would probably have a problem with their girl even. So they have to distort the way that I look. Chances are you would have a problem. Then they're spelling my name wrong. Many of these individuals, 16 of Life does it all the time. He catching a stray right here. Put an E right there, Damien. Unbelievable. Whack 100 did it recently. What is wrong with you individual? My name is literally spelled right here on my channel. The Inside Story with Damion Porter. Damion. It's right there. It's right there on my channel. How can you still misspell my name over and over again? Bewildering. Now, and I'm calling them internet Crips. I don't mean to be disrespectful because some of these dudes are really from their hood. They're really Crips, but they're fake internet politicking about this 50-50 yard. Because, as we all know, Crip Mac was on a 50-50 yard. Now, this is not to throw Crip Mac under the bus. I don't care either way. I just need to point out the hypocrisy of it all. Crip Mac was on the 50-50 yard, and many individuals do not know that even now. Because some individuals I see in the comments will say there is no 50-50 yard in a federal penitentiary, and Crip Mac was in the feds. He was not on a 50-50 yard. Individuals even in the comments are saying. No, he was. He admitted that he was on the 50 yard, Crip Mac, before he went to the feds. He was in the states before he went to the feds, state prison, and he went to a 50-50 yard, paroled from that 50-50 yard before he went back and caught the case or whatever and went to the feds. So Crip Mac, the infant lope general, the Crip general, this individual is allowed to get on the internet time and time again, Crip Mac, and this individual's hoods and say that he's the infant lope general. And no one, not one of these individuals on the internet who are Crips that I know of, has called Crip Mac out in the past or even now since the conversation has come up. He's been mentioned, but no one has made a video about Crip Mac being on the 50-50 yard. Just a whole video about the situation. Why? Because these dudes are Hoover-hating hypocrites. 3 H's. Hoover-hating hypocrites. 3 H's are what they are. Either their hood is in opposition to Hoover, or they are in bed with gangs that are opposition to Hoover. They are in love with these gangs. They're what we would call neighborhood lovers, neighborhood sympathizers. Let's just put it on the table. That's what they love the neighborhoods more than they love their own hood. This is why you hear the conversation time and time again, even now, about JAP 5 and JAP 5 being on a 50-50 yard and JAP 5 paroling from a 50-50 yard. They're putting JAP 5 on their thumbnails, and I did the same thing. And they're going to say that I started this. You don't want to spoke on it. You don't want to spoke on JAP 5. No, I was doing a video about JAP 5 in the fight with 4 Extra and Crip Mac, and then 4 Extra brought up the 50-50 conversation. Said, man, he paroled from a 50-50 yard. Got him, take my dead body off the main line. I'm going to main line, one hand, one, and all of that. So I feel like I had to address it because I had just been on Jay Hood's head, 3 weeks or so prior, for the prior 3 weeks about the 50-50 yard. I didn't want to be a hypocrite and just let that slip on by without me saying something about it. So I addressed it. I said that the 50-50 yard is all bad. Now these dudes want to come on here and make it seem like I'm a fraud and like I'm being a hypocrite as if I changed my story, which I never did, which we'll get into. I still say the 50-50 yard is bad. I've never moved from that position, that the 50-50 yard is bad. I never have and I never will. No one can move me from that position. Even when I came back and brought new information, just clarified a few things, I still said that the 50-50 yard was bad. But these individuals want to latch on to anything. They dissect every word that you say. They look for any weakness, any slippage of the tongue, and then they attack. I see exactly how this internet works. And they don't want to give anyone grace, even if I did make a mistake. I'm not perfect. But they don't want to give anyone grace. Y'all better be careful. Don't make a mistake on this internet. And they start dragging your name through the mud. Don't expect me to get on here and say, man, get off his back, man. Damn, man, no one's perfect, because that's my attitude always. But they don't want to give anyone grace. They want to make it seem like I'm hypocritical, and they just have to call it out because they're stumped down individuals. They're stumped down Crips who would never go to a 50-50 yard. You've never been on a level 4 yard. I don't care if you've been to 20 level 3 yards. I've been to a level 3 yard as well. A level 4 180 is a total different world. It's a total different universe. It is nothing like it. A level 3 yard pales in comparison. The politics are it is not the same. Not even close. These are two different worlds. If you haven't been there, how are you so political on it and so stumped down? Since the conversation has come up, I indeed brought it up, or 4Extra brought it up, and I responded to it. Then again, everyone has been talking about it, and they haven't stopped. They haven't stopped mentioning my name, putting me on their thumbnails, putting my name in their titles. Even though I said I didn't want to go back and forth, even though I said it's over with, even though I tried to clarify my position, explain myself, even though I didn't have to, and I don't have to, I wasn't on a 50-50. What is wrong with you people? I wasn't on there. I was stumped down on a level 4. Getting up like I did this morning, working out like I did this morning, and getting to my daily routine for years. You don't have nothing over me, over my head. What is wrong with you people? But here's how these individuals are hypocritical. Because again, their big homie, the infant loc general, Crip Mac, who used to be from Hoover, Crip Mac, who used to claim Hoover anyway, Crip Mac, you know what I'm talking about. Dude from Texas and Moreno Valley and all this, their general, who they allowed to get on the internet. This is how they're hypocrites, bro. They allow Crip Mac to get on the internet and claim that he's the general. And they don't call him out. They don't say, bro, don't be around here. You making us look bad. You making LA look bad. You making the Crips look bad, talking about you the general, the infant loc general, and you paroled from a 50-50 yard. They're making video after video about the 50-50 yard now. That Jap 5 name has come up as to being on the 50-50 yard or paroling from the 50-50 yard. They're so bent out of shape about it. They're so outraged, so indignant. I would never do that. I'm going to stay stumped down. That's wrong. When it comes to Jap 5. Yet these same individuals, every one of them, first of all, again, have never been to a level 4. Secondly, every one of them know that Crip Mac has been to a 50-50 yard years ago in the state penitentiary, that he was on a 50-50 yard and paroled from a 50-50 yard. I believe he paroled from the yard. I don't believe he went from the 50-50 yard to the feds. I believe he paroled, caught the other case, and then went to the feds. Either way, he was on a 50-50 yard. This is a fact. He has said so himself, Crip Mac. So why, if you're so outraged, if you're so against a 50-50 yard, how come many of you have been on the internet for years already, on YouTube for years? How come none of you have ever made a video chastising, criticizing Crip Mac for being on the 50-50 yard? DP and Crip Mac for being on the 50-50 yard. Saying Crip Mac is no good for being on the 50-50 yard. Instead, you're doing interviews with him. Instead, you venerate him constantly on the internet. Not call him out, but you want to call me out and call Jap 5 out. Why is that? I just explained why. Believe that. This is no gang stuff, bro. I'm not even on that. I don't want anyone else to be. So this is not me getting on here on some Hoover stuff and talking about this gang stuff and that they enemies and all of this. They're brothers. They're my brothers, is what they all are. They're not acting brotherly towards me. They are gang banging constantly on the internet. saying cuz and representing their hood or whatever. So it's gang stuff with them sometimes. I don't want to put this on them. I don't want to speak for them, but it's gang stuff with them sometimes. I'm past that and I'm beyond that, but with some of them, it's gang stuff. And this is why they're pressing hard on Jap 5 and not Crip Mac. Because if you're so against the 50-50 yard, like you all have been saying in your videos, making video after video on this topic, even now, today, still, a week later, 10 days later, still making videos every day about it, putting me in the title and on the thumbnail, or Jap 5, or both of us, whatever. Not Crip Mac, though. If you're so against a 50-50 yard, you stand up Crips, you killers, you stomp down level 4 killers. If you're so against the 50-50 yard, then how come Crip Mac paroled from it years ago and you have said nothing? Only when it comes up about Jap 5 are you making video after video after video. Are you so stumped down, so against it? 4Xer himself, hypocrite, sitting there hooping and hollering and yelling. This is how the whole subject came up when I was covering that. He hooping and hollering and yelling while Crip Mac is sitting right next to him about how they got to take his dead body off of the 4 yard, that he'll never, ever go to a 50-50 yard. Not that he's not telling the truth, not being veracious, but he's calling out individuals who've been on that yard. Crip Mac is sitting right next to him, his boy, his road dog, who he makes content with, does music with, chills with, does interviews with, was on a 50-50 yard. Crip Mac is good in his hood. Y'all act like it's a problem. Jap 5 is good in his. The 50-50 yard, as I've explained before, but you guys you selective here and you selective politic, bro. This is what you all are doing. You only hear what you want to hear, because I've explained it clearly and I've broke it down many times, and I've never moved from my position that a 50-50 yard is bad. That you shouldn't be there, that there are only certain individuals. If you've been locked up for a long time, you're older, you've been putting in your work, yeah, your homies will say, yeah, you can go ahead and go over there. This is what you need to do to go home. Sometimes the parole board will say, we want you to get this certificate, take this class, take this program, come back to the parole board in 3 years with all of this, and we're letting you go. They don't have these programs on the level 4 yard. You go to your homies and say, man, I got to get out of here. I've been stumped down for 30 years up in here. The parole board tell me I'm out of here if I can do this. Yeah, your homie's going to tell you, bro, go and go. If they don't, they not right. They're going to tell you, go and go over there. But the young, active individuals, they want on the main line. But if you're older or whatever, this is how it is. I'm just telling you what the rules are in prison, bro. But out here on the street, no one is pushing that. That's why Crip Mac can go to his hood. That's why he can be on the internet talking about he's the Ifin Loc general. After paroling from a 50-50 yard. And no one says anything about it. All these stumped down level 4 killers, these stumped down Crips have said nothing about it. For years, they've known this. Have made nan video, nan thumbnail, nan title about Crip Mac being all bad for being over there. They trying to get close to him. Because on the street, it's just like I was talking to Big China Man a couple days ago. He was talking on the phone for a couple of hours. All this stuff was coming up, bro. A whole lot of politics going on, right? Behind the scenes and all that. I'm just an open book, bro. I'm just telling y'all what's going on, you know. I mean, everything is good. I'm good, you know what I mean? But I was hollering at my big bro. I was hollering at Big China Man. And we were going over some of this stuff. And, you know, we got into the subject of one of the homies who had got removed from the penitentiary yard. He went PC. Basically got bust on, all that. He went bad. He went PC. And he ain't been able to come to the hood since then. Since it's been years. No one has seen him. He's all bad now. You all bad in the hood. Right? But there are individuals who've been to a 50-50 yard and didn't do anything bad to get over there that are not all bad in the hood. They will be in prison. They're going to trip. This is why the big homies said to JAP 5, you can go ahead and go over there, but you can't go back to a level 4. You can't go to a level 4 yard after that. Why? Well, because you're not supposed to be over there. The yard is no good. And this is how they're tripping in prison. This is how they tripping on these level 4 yards. You go over there, bro, you can't come over here. It's not me. It's not me saying this. I'm not making the rules. I'm just telling you what it is. I didn't go over there. Shit, I'm telling you what it is. That's how they tripping in prison. Clearly, they're not tripping like that on the street as long as you didn't do anything wrong to get over there. Again, if you did something wrong, you done got stabbed up off the yard for whatever reason, and you go over there, that's different. You're not supposed to be good in your hood no more after that. But if you went to a 50-50 yard and you were stomped down before you got over there, yeah, again, I don't agree with it. You shouldn't be over. No one should go over there, bro. But if I've been saying that there's a difference. If you went over there, yeah, common sense dictates there's a difference between going over there because you flouted a rule or a protocol and got stabbed up off the yard and forced over there, making you bad peoples, as opposed to you coming in there on good terms. Your paperwork is good. You're not a snitch. You're not a chomo. You didn't do anything wrong. You were stumped down in the county jail. You've been stumped down on the street. You're just saying, man, I'm trying to get out of here. JAP 5 had been to a level 4 yard before. Did you know that? He's been to a level 4 and was taking care of business on that level 4. He got out. When he went back, he made that decision, bro. You have to ask him why he made that decision. He made that decision. I believe I know he's trying to get home. And many individuals will make the same decision. Actually, especially now these days. This is just what it is, bro. I'm not saying that I agree with it when I say that. I'm just telling you what it is. This is what it is. This is what's going on in there. But JAP 5 did nothing wrong other than going over there. But he did nothing wrong to get over there. Just like I'm assuming Crip Mac didn't. Went over there because he was trying to get home, and they both ended up coming home. Many people are going to make that decision, bro. But he didn't. He's not a snitch. He's not a chomo. Not a woman beater. He's not a child abuser. He's not any of this. He was stomped down, stand up, walked the level 4 yard before. Squabbling 3 individuals in the dorm at a time. One at a time, but squabbling up. Walking in the dorm with no backup. Young, skinny kid. It is what it is. Now, I'm not justifying anything. I don't know how many times I have to say it. No one should go over there. I don't agree with it. I don't know how many different ways I have to say that. I came back and people saying I changed my story when I came back and said, no, I came back and said that he had permission. I don't mean that I agree with it. I don't believe that they should have gave him permission. But those are my big homies. And I'm not going to go against them. Wrong is right, wrong is wrong, and right is right, though. And I believe that that was wrong, a wrong decision. Shouldn't have told, if I'd have been there, he'd asked me, I'd have told him the same thing I told my little brother. No, bro, don't go over there. Go to the yard, take your medicine, stay stumped down. You got to stay stumped down. You know, it is what it is. But if my little brother feel like he got to go over there, to save himself or whatever, I don't want my brother to die on the yard to prove some point either. Go on over there. Get your ass home. Come home. So it's a tough situation, bro. But that's it. But on the street, they're not tripping on that. On going to a 50-50 yard, as long as you went over there, in good standing, if you will. Again, being over there is not good. Puts you in bad standing. That's why you shouldn't go. I believe Jap 5 knows this now. I believe he would have made a different decision, but we all have to keep in mind that he did nothing wrong to get over there, bro. And it worked. He came home. He went and got his GED. He had just lost his father. He came home, bro. Cartoon is right. That is what's important. Getting on him for a situation he shouldn't have been in anyway. Don't want to be in there. But to be on here making video after video, that y'all don't want to squabble, Jap. You want to squabble, Jap 5? Which one of y'all want to squabble him, bro? He ain't no coward. He walked the 4-yard before, unlike y'all. He didn't walk in dorms with nothing but opposition and squabbled them all down, bro. Win or lose. Win, lose, or draw. He went in there. He didn't squabble individuals on the street putting his name and stuff by himself. So to get on here and imply, like because he was on a 50-50 yard, he was all bad. And I know you're going to say, well, no, that's what you said. Again, bro, I'm not moving from what I believe. A 50-50 yard, no one should be there. But once I discovered that he got permission, right or wrong, you can say that it's wrong. We can get into that. But that's another subject. Or that's another thing. That's another video. Because again, I don't believe he should have got permission. What you want me to say, bro? But he did. And once I discovered that, once I found that out really for myself, I came back on here and I said, okay, this is what happened. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying that this is what happened. This does change things. Now I understand what happened. I understand Jap's, thinking why he did it. He believed that it's all kind of people over there. He thinking I'm good in the hood after this, just like Crip Mac is good in his hood. The Crips ain't tripping. On Crip Mac must be good, right? You have to talk to him about why he made that decision. Whatever. I don't know, bro. Is he all bad for making that decision? On the streets, the answer is no. He can go to the hood. That's all I got on here. I said he's good in the hood. Just like Crip Mac is good in his hood, and there's a whole bunch of other individuals from all these dudes' hoods that's on the internet popping it, then they've been to a 50-50 yard. And they in their hood every day, bro. Because on the street, they're not tripping on that. As long as you didn't go over there for something bad. You went over there for something bad, you got stabbed up off the yard. In my hood, they tripping. Because as I said, it's individuals that can't come back. That didn't happen to up in there. They still, in some of these other hoods, these dudes that's on the internet, it's all type of dudes over there. Snitches, dudes that they got stabbed up off the yard, dudes that was playing with peanut butters and other men's cheeks, and all of this in jail and in prison. They all up in their hood. They have no rules and no morals. They just popping it like they stomp down and they just so against this stuff. But really, over there where I'm at, it's really individuals that wouldn't dare pop up over there after doing some nonsense in the penitentiary. Individuals over there still standing on business. Believe that. Don't listen to this internet, bro. Somebody gonna put their hands or do something to Jeff 5. his daddy's an OG from the hood? Hell no. He ain't do nothing wrong. I mean, to go to the 50-50. He ain't do nothing wrong to go over there, bro. He made a decision that many individuals are in there making it. I'm not here to justify anything. I wasn't over there. I don't have to justify anything. I'm just giving you the information. You make your own decision. Say what you want to say, bro. I'm just telling you what happened. And I'm telling you what is happening. Many individuals are making that decision in there, like Crip Mac did years ago. Many individuals are making this decision, bro. OGs, stomp down reputable individuals are saying, man, I'm going home. I had enough of all this nonsense. I ain't did nothing wrong. I'm going over here. I'm just telling you what's going on in there. And what's also going on in there is if once they make that decision, they're saying, don't come back over here. Go home then and stay out. Stay home, because if you come back, you can't come over here. That's how they're tripping in prison. That's the rules in prison on a level 4 yard. That's all I was saying. That's what it is. But here on the street are individuals in the hood saying, you've been to a 50-50 yard, you can't come back to the hood? No. What hood is saying that? What hood has done something about it? Besides none. No. They're not doing that on the street. And that's all I said. They want to get on here like I'm changing my story and like I agree with this. And, no, that's not what happened, bro. If you're paying attention to my videos, if you're really paying attention, I've always said, I've never changed my position that the 50-50 yard is no good. I made another video and said, these are the only individuals that are allowed to go on a 50-50 yard. Before all this other stuff blew up, I said this. And I said that was older individuals who are trying to go home, they've been in prison for a long time. Their homies are going to tell them they can go. But I also said in that same video, before all this other stuff blew up, that there are other individuals that are going over there and people not tripping on, bro. It's favoritism. It's selective politicking. And I'm not sitting here trying to big up the level 4 yards. They're watered down these days as well. Like everything else in the culture is watered down. They're watered down, but you can still lose your life on these 4 yards. So don't believe the hype that they're just trash and they're watered down. Yeah. They're not the same. They're not as vicious and violent. The politics are not as stringent, thankfully, but they're still very prominent, and you will be attacked there if you flout any rule or protocol. But nevertheless, who cares? Especially if you're not an affiliate or whatever, you're not saying you stump down like this or whatever. Man, hey, man, it is what it is, bro. I'm not telling nobody to go in the yard and lose their life. But if you gang banging and you stump down and you about that life and you popping it like you about that life, yeah, you need to be on the 4 yard or whatever yard. You need to be in general population because they're going to be expecting you to be over there because you said that you're this and you're that. If you turn down and you're not trying to act like you're all that, and you're like, man, I want to go home, and your behavior reflects that, then they're going to have more grace. But if you popping it, talking about you want to go home, but you in one breath, and in another breath, you a killer and you're going to kill everybody, and it's like, you need to be over here. But that's it, man. These individuals are hypocrites, bro, because Crip Mac has been on that yard. And again, I'm not trying to throw Crip Mac under the bus. I don't care. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? But he's been there for some time. And these individuals have said nothing about it, bro. Nothing. Even since the topic of the 50-50 is in everyone's mouth on the internet. Even since then, since people have been saying, well, Crip Mac was there too. Even since then, they still haven't made a video about it. They still haven't just focused on him when he went to the yard, 50-50 yard, why he went there, if he's no good or not. Is he all bad? You want me to get on here and press on Jap like he all bad or something? Are y'all on here pressing on Crip Mac like he all bad? Or are y'all sitting there next to him doing freaking interviews? You fake ass hypocrites. Which one is it? Are you outraged about a 50-50 yard or not? Do you believe that someone is all bad for being there or not? Because if you do, then you would have the same energy with Crip Mac, but you do not. So you can't believe it. So this is all content. It's all internet stuff going at me and Jap 5. Because if you were so against it, something that you know nothing about because you've never been there, and most of y'all gonna hit prison and immediately hit that 50-50 yard. Who you think you fooling? You're gonna immediately hit that 50-50 yard. You ain't no stomp down, knock it off. Yeah, I immediately hit that 4 yard while y'all on here popping it. While you popping it, about what you would do and what you were so against and it's so bad and all this. I was there for many, many years. What you gonna do when you get there? Hit the 50-50, get in a wheelchair or something, act like you in medical. Hit the 50, I guarantee you, these dudes popping it, bro. Just going on and on every day. And all they gonna do is hit a 50-50. Now, I hope that none of them go to prison. I don't wish prison on anyone. Everyone stay out. But I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, should they go? They going PC. Going to a 50-50. So that's just it, bro. They're not tripping on the street. I feel how I feel about it. Individuals are not tripping on that on the street. No one's tripping on Jap 5 on the street, bro, about him being over there because he didn't do nothing wrong to get over there. That's it. Now, again, I don't know how many times I got to say it and how many ways I got to say it. I don't believe anyone should go to a 50-50 yard, except older dudes or OG or whatever has been locked up a long time. He's trying to come home. That's the only way he can get home. Then, yeah. But active gang members, young active gang members, no. Young non-affiliates, whatever. But if you pushing in a culture, then no. But if you make that decision, that's your life and that's your decision, bro. I'm not sitting here. What the hell do I got to do with it? Man, you made it home, you get home. Man, you didn't snitch on anyone. You didn't do anything wrong as far as that sort of thing is concerned. Again, many people who are criticizing it are going to make that same decision, bro. That's the thing that's getting me. These dudes are hypocrites. They're going to make the same decision. We'll never know. They can say whatever they want. We'll never know what they're going to do behind those bars or how they're going to perform behind those bars. Should they ever go? We don't know. Say whatever the hell you want. The hell? I don't believe it till I see it. That's what I'm saying. Show and tell, that's the game I play, fellas. I showed you for 25 years on that 4 yard. Show me. If you can't, I don't want to hear it. That's it, man. I'm about to get on this other dude, though. Because I'll say some more there. Because I have a few more things to say. But just stop being hypocrites. Crip Mac was on a 50-50 yard. And y'all said nothing about it. Yes, I brought it up. Yes, I brought up Jap 5. You can put that on me. That's fine. I also stopped talking about it days ago. No, I never changed my story. No, I'm not a hypocrite. No, I'm not a fraud. No, I'm not misleading the youth or misleading anyone else. I've made it explicitly clear, abundantly clear. Don't go to a 50-50 yard. A 50-50 yard, 50-50 equals 100% bad. How many times do I have to say that? I've never changed it. All I did was get on here and say it was update the information as it came in to me. There's been new information brought to this. And to be fair, I had to break it. Whether you agree with it or not, I didn't say that I agree with it. And whether you agree with him getting permission or whatever, all I said was, this is what the new information, this is what happened. I'm not saying that it's right. Again, I disagree with that. I'm telling my young homies, get your ass over here with us on this yard. No. But, I'm also going to let them know, bro, we're going to make sure you're good because we want you to go home too. But some of these yards, they foul, bro. They fake politicking. They selective politicking. Dudes don't want to be involved in that nonsense anymore, bro. Everybody make their own decision, homie. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep coming for me like I made that. Bro, I wasn't over there. Feel me? And the homie, yes, Jet 5 is not all bad on these streets for being over there. Just like Crip Mac is not all bad. If you think Jet 5 is all bad, squabble up. Which one of y'all want to squabble them, like I said? Not me. Yeah, I know. Shut up then. Shut up. You so stumped down. You so against the 50-50 yard. I would never do it. Anyone that's over there shouldn't be this and shouldn't be that anymore. Everything that they shouldn't be, Crip Mac is. He's the freaking general. He's the general of you guys. Who you think you fooling? That you so against this, that you standing on business about this 50-50 yard when Crip Mac is your general. And he was over there. Who you think? You think we're dumb? You think the public is dumb? Is that what you think? Who do you think you're fooling? You're not against a 50-50 yard. How can you be? When you said nothing about your general being over there. And you letting him run around talking about he's the general. And you made no video chastising him, criticizing him, calling him a fake, a phony, all bad, an imposter on the roster, no good. Stop popping it on the internet. You're not like that. You're not active. You're trash. I've seen none of this about Crip Mac. None of it. For years, y'all have known he's been on. I just found this out. That he was on a 50-50 yard. Y'all been doing this. Ain't said nothing. But as soon as this conversation come up about a 50-50 yard and Jet 5, which again, yes, I added to that, I brought it up, whatever. Put it on me, fine. I brought it up. And y'all keeping it going. I mean, keeping it going. Keeping it going, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. Individuals who've never walked a yard. Hooping and hollering about what they gonna do if they was ever on the yard. And what they wouldn't do. Who have never been there. I don't want to hear it. Man, shut up. I'm sick of y'all. Fake ass, hypocrite, internet Crips, shut up. Because if you was that serious about what you would do and how much you hate the 50-50 yard and individuals who go over there are not standing on business and you don't respect them, then you wouldn't be putting Crip Mac on a pedestal the way that you do. Because he was over there, unless you are a hypocrite, a Hoover hating hypocrite. If you're going to be hating Hoovers like that, you got to hate Crip Mac too. He used to be one. And as I said, I'm not finished. It is what it is. I'm sick of these dudes. These fake turned up, these fake ass internet turned up dudes. In real life, they're not like that, bro. I really know this. They're not like that. They're not. And again, don't make any mistake. Don't come on here and make a mistake on this internet. And it's bound to happen because you're running content and we're talking a lot doing during our videos, and many people, celebrities, have had a slip of the tongue, said something that they shouldn't have said. You're going to want some grace. You're going to expect grace. You're going to expect people not to kick you while you're down, not to hold you to some perfection, some standard that's unreachable by any human, any flawed human being. Let he who was without sin cast the first stone. These individuals, they just want to jump on it, come up, some hot topic, some nonsense. They want to jump on it and beat it down, bro. And try to convince the internet, try to convince the public about what they would do in that situation and wouldn't do. Oh, he did that, I would never do that. We never got a chance to see what the hell you would do. We just got to take your word for it, huh? You don't know. You ain't been there. Jack 5 he walked the 4 yard. Before all these 50-50s and all that was coming along. He wasn't PC, he walked the 4 yard, bro. Young. Raise your hand if you did that. You want to go on and on, though. That's what I thought. But you ain't saying nothing about Crip Mac, you hypocrites. You not no stomp down. That's not the Crip program, the Crip structure that I know. You're going to call it out like you talking about me calling out something and standing on it and standing up to it like I always do. You stand up. The selective outrage, your fake outrage at one individual for doing one thing, but not at another who did the exact same thing. That's a definition of a hypocrite. What you say means nothing. You hold no weight. You're not even worth a response anymore, really. What you say means nothing. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites. All y'all making videos about me and Jap 5 and the 50-50 stuff and all that. Bunch of hypocrites. Y'all people been on 50-50 yards. Your homies in your hood been on 50-50 yards. And y'all big homie, the general, the infant loc general, Crip Mac, been on the 50-50 yard. You've never said nothing about any of it, ever. It's never come up. I brought it up because I'm against it. And I've stood on that. Y'all never brought it up. I'll bring it up, then y'all all want to jump on it and put your 1 cent in on it. You never brought it up. You're not against it all like that. You don't know the rules in there. You don't know the politics. You never talked about it. You don't know nothing. What are you talking about? Because if you did, again, if you were so against it, how come you haven't said something long ago about Crip Mac and some of y'all big homies that's in your hood that's played with that peanut butter in the county jail and all that? Bent some grown men over, made them touch their toes. Should we start exposing this sort of stuff here? Y'all not standing on business. Knock it off. You're so outraged. I just can't get over it. You're so outraged that you just going video after video about it, but have never been outraged, even an inkling that you were upset about a 50-50 yard as it relates to Crip Mac. This makes no sense to me. Why all the outrage now? And even now, you don't have the gall to call out Crip Mac for being on a 50-50 yard. Y'all still got him running around talking about he's the infant loc general. But you think I'm finna get on here and crash out on Jap? It's not gonna happen. Say something about Crip Mac, you turned up Crips. You're so turned up. You're so against it. How come you haven't called it out until now? And even now, you're only calling out certain individuals. You're selective politicking. Talking about I'm selective politicking, then I'm playing favorites. You are selective politicking, and you have been selective politicking because you have had this information. And you were so quiet about it that I didn't even know that Crip Mac was on a 50-50 yard. Because no one's been talking about it. No one said anything about it. But now you on here screaming about what you would never do and how stumped down you are. And how any individual that does do that is not stumped down. Well, your general did it. Your general did it, cuz. Cuz your general paroled from a 50-50 yard, cuz. You got nothing to say about that. You fake ass internet fucking hypocrites, bro. Make me fucking sick. Make me freaking sick, bro. Stand on it, homie. You stand on it. You so mad, so outraged, all of a sudden. How come you ain't been? Y'all stand on it, telling me to stand on something. I did stand on it. I walked the yard for a quarter of a century. I ain't got to get on here and explain and justify a damn thing to you individuals who have never walked the yard. That makes no sense to me. Make it make sense. No, I'm cool. And keep on explaining what I said. And pay attention to my content. Don't take bits and pieces to fit your narrative, you hypocrites. Whatever little respect I have for some of you dudes, I'm beginning to lose it. Not because you steady popping it. That's just content. That's just what you do. But you're not standing on what you're all of a sudden professing to be so against. I had to think about this. Like, man, this dude was over there. These dudes ain't never said nothing. I didn't even know he was over there. This is how much they've been so quiet about this dude being over there. But they're so against it. So much so you made 10 videos about it in the last 4 days. You're so against the 50-50 yard and how much you gonna say stomp down over there and how bad someone else is for being over there, how someone else didn't stand on business for being over there. And you're a hero. Come to find out, you're a whole hero. Did his time over there and parole from over there. You hypocrites. How do you sleep at night? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's enough. I've had enough of these dudes. I am going to have to get to this other guy. He done did something that, rubbed me the wrong way. But you can expect nothing less from these individuals who are not stand-up, stump-down individuals, bro. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If your name is being dragged through the mud constantly by everyone, probably something's wrong with you. I probably should have took heed. Everybody ain't talking bad about you for no reason. Everybody, and they know you personally, not just listening to a rumor, but they got something to say about you too. That's bad. Should have known. Get on him next. Hypocrites. Shut up. Squabble up and shut up, bro. Because y'all ain't sick like that. Y'all not about that like you just popping it. Making some very controversial content about OG individuals talking about they were playing with boys and all that in their younger days and YA and all this. I mean, these dudes playing with this content, bro. These dudes weird, man. These dudes be playing, bro. I wish it would make a video like that about me. I wish it would. Playing, lying and playing. I wish it would. We gonna move this from the internet. It's gonna get real. See who the internet gangsters are and who really about this life, boy. Playing these games. Steady popping it on a young homie who didn't do nothing wrong, went over there like y'all daddy went over, like y'all big homie, like y'all general went over there. Y'all ain't said nothing for years. Well, shut up about the homie then. If y'all general went over there and y'all ain't said nothing. Hypocrites, y'all ain't said nothing. Want to steady put Jack 5, put me in y'all titles and thumbnails. Y'all big homie went over there. Y'all general. He went over there. Y'all ain't said nothing. Freaking hypocrites. Shut up. Sick of y'all. Tried to be nice the first time. Y'all not getting it. Y'all think this is a game. Shut up. You ain't walk no yards, bro. Y'all ain't walk no real yards. You don't have an opinion on this. On this 50-50, the 4-yard and all that, you don't even have an opinion. Either way, Jack 5 was in prison and didn't do nothing wrong and got out of there without snitching and all that, did his time. Y'all ain't never even did no time. Well, we ain't been in prison in 40 years. Some of y'all ain't never been in prison. That's good. But stop talking about that subject, though. You have no knowledge on that, no information that you can offer, no credible information, no personal information. Taking something I said and steady speaking on it because I have the personal experience and information, I can speak on it. You cannot with any credibility. That's why you study speaking on it and you're talking gibberish. This is why you're being hypocritical. This is why you're being called out now for being hypocrites. You don't know what you're talking about. You just want something and need something to talk about. Instead of dragging it on and on. I came out, was how much more respectful can I be? That don't work for these dudes, bro. You feel me? These dudes, they play too much. They think everything is a game. Being respect, where I come from, you respect someone, you show them that respect. Again, there are many individuals that I can respond to. If I just need content, bro, and want to react to some people or whatever, it's all kind of people got my name in their mouth right now. All kinds of people. I'm telling you. I can be going on all day reacting to the videos and defending myself and I didn't say this and I didn't say that. I'm good, man. I'm not responding to react. I reacted to the individuals that I did, as I said, out of respect for them. Put their name in my title and all of this out of respect. Saying, let me address the brothers. Let me address the homies, bro. Let me try to clear this stuff up. Let me try to make sense of it. Without being, upset, irate, without looking for a fight, without attacking anyone, with showing them the utmost respect. Let me just try to clarify my position. And that's what I called myself doing. But is that good enough? No. Going on and on and on and on and on, bro. Still, even after that. Even after I was trying to be respectful. You're not like that. You dudes not like that. In real life, bro. Man, knock it off, man. Feel me for you, man. These dudes, bro. Man, kill it, bro. Dudes playing, man. It's on the real. Well, man. It's all good, bro. It is what it is. No violence here. We don't want any violence. It's all good. Everybody running their content, that's cool too. And I can't tell people not to run their content. I'm just going to point out the hypocrisy of it all. That's all. Run your content, bro. Make your videos. Respond to this. Do whatever you got to do. Everybody run their content, bro. I get it. It's a game. It's a content game. Do what y'all got to do. I'm not going to keep sitting back letting y'all speak on this 50-50 stuff and all that if y'all ain't walked the yard. Feel me? Knock it off. Keep explaining myself about it. No. Y'all so upset. Y'all so mad. But y'all big homie, y'all general was over there and y'all ain't said nothing about it. Knock it off. You're not mad then. You don't believe all this stuff that you're on here saying now about the 50-50 yard. You don't believe it. You haven't shown it for years. Makes you a hypocrite. You don't believe what you're saying now. So why are you saying all of this? Well, use your own head as to why he's saying all of this. Because it's not because they standing on it and they believe it. Because if that's the case, they'd have been doing this. They'd have been making videos about this, about Crip Mac and other individuals that have been over there. By the way, other individuals that are on the internet that have been over there. They'd have been making videos about it, bro. They have not. They haven't said anything about it. They haven't called anyone out about this. I call individuals out about it. I'm such a hypocrite, I call individuals out about it. These dudes ain't called out nobody about being on the 50-50 yard until now. And only one that they're mentioning now is jab 5, jab 5, jab 5, jab 5, jab 5. No, talk about your general. Let's talk about your general. Let's talk about your shot caller. Let's talk about your shot caller, cuz. Let's start talking about your shot caller, cuz. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to talk about now. I heard enough about jab 5. I get it. We get it. Let's talk about your shot caller now, cuz. If you're not going to do that, then shut up. You're a hypocrite. And I don't want you to do no video on Crip Mac. Again, I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. You're not going to do it. You ain't been did it. And it's too late now anyway. Don't do it. You already been exposed as a hypocrite. Just exposed you as a hypocrite. Stay safe and stay free, people.